Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. Wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. I'm Miss Afi Asif and today I'm going to teach you about oceans and seas. Alright, so let's understand about oceans. Whenever we talk about oceans as a geography student, five names come into your mind, right? Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. But many of the time you are confused which is the largest, which is the second largest, which is the third largest, which is the smallest, and so on. Yes. Sometimes you get confused. And even I used to get confused and then I memorize it with the help of an acronym. What is that acronym? Let's explore that. Alright, take B, then A, then I, then S, and then last take A. What is it? It's the word paisa. We call paisa in Urdu, yani money. है ना? Isn't so? So with the word paisa, you will always remember the sequence of oceans. Paisa. Again, it's paisa. The largest Pacific, second largest Atlantic, third Indian, Southern, and Arctic. Here again, there's a trick. You will say that how can we remember that Atlantic and Arctic both are coming from A? How can we remember? Again, a trick. Can you just see the spelling of Atlantic is having more words, whereas the spelling of Arctic is having less words. So remember, the spelling of those words which is having more letters, that is Atlantic, both the A in which the one is having more letters, you will take it on the second place, and the one which is having less alphabets, you will take them on the last place, right? So Atlantic and Arctic, here is the solution of the problem if you're confused that where will Atlantic be placed, where to place Arctic, right? So with this, the word again, PESA. I always remember my oceans with the help of PESA, right? And oceans do help us in earning the money, of course, by trade, by selling the seafood, and by having the minerals and all from the oceans. It helps us earn money. Isn't this word connected, the word pesa connected from the ocean? Absolutely, it has a deep connection. Moving ahead, my dear students, oceans are vast body of salt water that covers most of Earth's surface. There are five major oceans, as the name I have taken earlier, so I'm not going to repeat them. Basically, together they form single connected global ocean system moving heat, water, nutrients around the planet. About 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by ocean. Right. Basically, oceans hold 97% of Earth's water, and only 3% of the water we are having fresh water. In that 3%, we are having 1% surface water and the rest 2% underground water. Right. So basically, oceans, whatever the water they are providing is saline water. So I'm having a question, students. Can we drink ocean water? Yes or no? Think. Maybe some of you are thinking, yes, we can drink, and some of you are thinking, no, we cannot drink. And the correct answer is no, absolutely no, no, no. We cannot drink this water. Absolutely not. We can only drink fresh water, right? So, what is the difference between fresh water and saline water? We'll discuss this later. All right. So, over 50% of Earth's oxygen also comes from ocean. Yes, there is a myth that only forests provide us oxygen. Only forests. No, not at all. Students, not only forests but also the oceans are providing us oxygen. We live in Karachi. I live in Karachi. So those who are living in Karachi, they just listen a common phrase. आज समंदरी हवाएं बंद है तो मौसम गर्म हो गया है. Isn't so? It's a common phrase that we are listening in Karachi, and it's true. It's absolutely true. ऐसा ही होता है. So basically, ocean really plays a vital role in regulating the climate. How? Through a tiny organism, marine organism, which is known as phytoplankton, seaweeds. Moving ahead to my next slide, it's between the difference between oceans and seas. So oceans are basically the larger water bodies, whereas the sea, if we talk about seas are smaller bodies of salt water that are located within or near an ocean, right? The depth, basically the oceans are deeper and they are having the depth of around 3,700 meters, whereas the seas, they are having the depth of 1,000 meters. Basically, the location of oceans, they exist between the continents, and seas often partially enclosed by land, right? This is also one of the differentiation, the main differentiation that we can understand the difference between oceans and seas. All right. Rest, let's learn the importance. All right. Importance, it helps in regulating the climate, it absorbs the heat, and it helps in controlling the global temperature. The ocean plants like phytoplankton, seaweeds, they also help us in regulating 50% of the world's oxygen. It provides us seafood, fish, shrimps, crabs, seaweed, many of the marine species that we are eating. We are having the resources from the seas, from the oceans, right? And not only eating, but the other sea features. There are so many sea creatures. Can you name some? Make sure to name those in the comment section. We'd love to read that. Transportation and trade. Oh, that's something that's very important through oceans that we are doing. Majority of the trade of the world. What do you think? 50% trade, 60% trade, 70%? Not at all. Around 90% trade we are doing with the help of ocean, seas, and the rest we are doing through airways, railways, and roads. Right. So oceans plays a very vital role in the trade and transportation. Not only that, but ocean also provide us oil, natural gas, salt, and minerals, right? In UAE and other countries, the ocean water is being went through a process called desalination. Desalination is basically the process of removing salts from the water, and after that, they are using them in different things. And but they are not using this for drinking. Remember, still they are not using this for drinking water, but they use in different stuff in their homes. They are using these waters, but not for drinking. Remember this. Millions of people work in fishing, tourism, and marine industry and earning paisa. See, I told you, the word paisa, it's connected with oceans. Alright, if we discuss about the characteristics of oceans, here we can see the location, size, key characteristics. So Pacific, the largest, is between Asia and Australia and America as well, right? It's the first largest, deepest ocean and having a Mariana Trench, the deepest point of the ocean. What is Mariana Trench? Inshallah, in my upcoming videos in the ocean features, I'll be explaining more about Mariana Trench. Many volcanic islands, Ring of Fire, that's coming ahead. Ring of Fire, let me explain that. And then it is also home to the Great Barrier Reef, rich in marine biodiversity. Similarly, Atlantic Ocean is between America and Africa. It is the second largest ocean. Longest coastline, rich in oil and gas reserves. That's make it more important, right? Gulf Stream current affect European climate is the special features. Secondly, Indian Ocean, moving ahead, is like between Africa, Asia, and Australia, is third largest. It's the warmest ocean. What do I mean by the warmest ocean? That means it's not frozen. It's not frozen any time of the year. It's warm throughout the year, the 365 days. It's a warm ocean. That is why Indian Ocean is having the more trade routes because it can trade throughout the year. And strategic for the global trade, monsoon winds affect this region and the Gwadar Port. That is why this characteristic of Indian Ocean helps the Gwadar Port of Pakistan to mark a new milestone. A deep sea port vital for trade, part for the CPAC, Pakistan, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, right? Because Gwadar is in the sea that we are having is Arabian Sea, which is a part of Indian Ocean. It's in Indian Ocean, right? And Alhamdulillah, with this, Pakistan can trade throughout the year because the water that we are having, we can trade throughout the year. The trade routes that we are having. That is why everyone is having an eye in Pakistan's port, especially in the Gwadar port, right? Southern Ocean, yeah. So what do you think? If I talk about the Southern Ocean, it surrounds Antarctica. So is it, do you think that it is also a warmest ocean? Not at all. This ocean is coldest and windiest ocean, contain large icebergs, rich in real food for marine animals. Okay? Antarctic, and this is the special feature that it is having. The circumpolar current flows over here, right? Arctic Ocean, if I talk about Arctic Ocean, it's around the North Pole. Fifth, the smallest ocean, mostly covered with ice, cold and isolated, right? Due to the melting, due to global warming, potential new shipping routes are emerging. Here I come about atolls, why I'm discussing, because when we're discussing about the Pacific Ocean, atolls are playing a vital role. If we talk about atolls, why I'm discussing this, because atolls are a very important part of Pacific Ocean. We find them in many of the oceans of our Earth, right? What basically atolls are? Let's explore what atolls are. A ring-shaped reef island or a chain of islands formed of coral, right? So can you see just a ring shape? Can you see this ring shape? What is it? Yes, it's the ocean and a ring shape is formed. How are they formed? Basically, they are formed when there is a volcanic eruption in the ocean. A volcano rises from the ocean floor and forms an island. And due to that volcanic eruption with a span of time, these type of rings are formed, and later we call them atolls. A ring-shaped reef, island, or a chain of islands from coral. In Pacific Ocean, we are having a lot of atolls, right? Especially if I talk about Australia, we are having atolls of Polynesia, atolls of Micronesia, atolls of Melanesia. All these areas, they are surrounded with a lot of small islands where we are having these atolls. And atolls, they will always be in ring shape, right? They will not a flat land covered from sand and center. No, they will always be like these ring shapes. So that is why it was important to teach you about the atolls, because you will find these atolls in different oceans. Especially you will find them in Pacific Ocean, as it is one of the largest ocean of the world. And the atolls of Polynesia, Micronesia, Melanesia, they are one of the most important atolls that I wanted to share with you all. Here I'm ending my lecture of today for today, and it's time to say Allah Hafiz to you all. Make sure everyone, please like and subscribe my channel. Till then, I make the next video and come again. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz everyone.